Spy, Sybarite, it's like a commercial for a spy in the future. And this is basically what the spy will be in the future because of the effects of climate destruction. And it's all about the treatments that you get at the spa to fight off the illnesses that were raised by this climate destruction, by this environmental destruction. They call it Mother Nature's reprieve, right? But overall, as beautiful and serene as it is a clear message of the disaster of capitalism and the disaster of what will occur and what we can expect if we continue going. Like there was one moment where it's like, oh, you get to see the house that you had before it was devastated by wildfires. Like, that's one of the features of the spa, like things like that. It was very scary.
This had some fantastic special effects, especially with all of the green screen work that they were doing. I was really amazed. Props to the filmmakers for creating this world and immersing you in it. It's like this is what the future could be if we're not careful. And that was really something that was very, very unique in a film for them to be able to do that so seamlessly. I thought was great. And it really did. It hit home. So fantastic job in this.
So it's a really nice piece. Really enjoyed this. I love just the idea of taking science fiction to convey this message. And we're getting a message about the environment and the problems that we're going through today, and also we learn a little bit about disaster capitalism. I wasn't familiar with those terms, being applied to this, but I was thinking basically about that concept as I was watching this, just how ironic it is, how happy they're making this, that things are so bad, we'll take care of you. Really good job with that. And the lead actress did a great job on screen. There's no dialogue, but she did a great job of just showing history, really showing that she's been through something. Good job with the voiceover as well. The performance was really good. Really good script, nicely written. The effects looked great. Photography was great. Yeah, the music was really cool too. It had that kind of futuristic corporate thing going there. But yeah, though, the whole thing was just so much irony, so much irony. It was almost satire, except it's so sad it's not funny. So, but yeah, no, great job on this. So yeah, I hope it gets out there and gets seen. So this is really cool, really nice piece.
Projector meets the silhouette. I thought that was a really nice flow of cinematography here. It's a sci-fi, solar, cyber punk type of world. This connects natural disasters to the human body. This is an interesting take, as if it was a commercial for a spa resort. In the end, it gives us a definition to disaster capitalism, giving us one last chance to know that if we didn't get the message, we do now. And exploitation of a crisis in order to gain profit. This happens far often than not within the world of climate change. And there is a type of marketing that is used based on human fears. And I found it interesting that it gave this satire element within the piece, as if the person we follow has chosen this wildfire experience where she visits her home that once had burned down. It's reminiscent to the TV series Black Mirror. I could really believe the world that they had built for us.
This was a really interesting piece. I liked that it used a, post apocalyptic sci fi narrative to look at these issues of, capitalism and economic and ecological ruin. I think it's foreboding in a way that is really realistic. And I think it was a really creative approach to this. I think it was shot really, really well. I think it was an open enough concept and narrative to where whoever is watching it felt, like they were able to go into this world and into this narrative fairly well. And it you know, it had consistent theming throughout and was shot and paced really well and came together to be a really interesting piece. So I want to say very, very well done.
This was a really strong piece with a really strong message, put together very artfully and also really technically well. Great cinematic quality to this. It definitely feels dystopian, but it feels also really grounded. Like this is the sort of road we're going to, and this kind of seems like a almost a best case scenario of the road we're going down, where we have this sort of spa like they're depicting here. I wouldn't be so optimistic about it in a future as portrayed here, as far as the environmental disaster that we are currently creating. So I like this piece for the reason that it is addressing a very topical and important issue, but it's doing it in sort of a different way than your average documentary. It feels very sci-fi. It seems kind of impossible, but like I said, it actually feels very real, very grounded. So I think it's important to have different types of media and narratives that lend themselves to such a message. So this one is good for that reason. It can draw in a unsuspecting audience who weren't really maybe tuning in to be lectured about the future of climate, but you get a bit of that here, and not a very lectured way. I don't mean to imply that. It feels like a really strong narrative, like a really good short film. So great work.
Spa Sybarite. This piece was so striking to me, as I am always skeptical of the idea of the health and wellness community and the deep expenses that come along with it, the capitalist drive. So it took it to the next level when we looked at what potential climate change and global warming would do to that industry. And for those who have the money, they can maintain that level of luxury, that level of health that maybe won't be accessible to the public. Life just won't be as we once thought of, or what we once knew. It really had a lot of Black Mirror vibes to it, and I thought it was really well executed in terms of the environment, the technology, the voice, all of it, all of the elements worked really well for the vision and the focus of the piece that I thought built the world in a very believable, sleek manner, and was the perfect commercial for this ecological capitalism. So striking and biting, but still a visual feast.